What is going on, world? What is up, guys? It is Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys another cast, and this one, everybody, is going to be with two players that I am starting to really enjoy watching. Well, one of them, guys, is one of my favorite players in the Starcraft pro scene, and the other is becoming one of my favorite Protoss players to watch. And that man who I am talking about in the bottom left-hand corner of Lost and Found LE, his name is Hass. And on the right-hand corner of Lost and Found LE, playing with the Zerg pieces, one of my favorite players currently in the WCS and in StarCraft 2, the pro scene as a whole. His name is Nerchio. Guys and girls, I absolutely love Nerchio, and I'm starting to become a fan of Hass. This guy is a pretty great player using the Protoss pieces. Somebody who I really had not heard of much. Of course, I had heard of him, but I should say, like, I really didn't watch much of his work in the StarCraft pro scene. And I am going to say that he comes up with some very unique builds. So this game, guys, should be a treat, and I am really excited to be casting this game for all of you. We have been casting the other games of Nerchio versus Hass, so I hope you guys will check those out on the channel here. But listen, guys, it's an exciting time. Listen, ever since I made the announcement that my channel, my Twitch channel, as well as my YouTube channel and everything else was going to be based around StarCraft 2 and around casting, I have really gotten a lot of feedback. Okay, some people are really excited and they're happy for me, and I'm so excited about it. And I've been getting so much support from you guys, which I think is just absolutely amazing, and I really do appreciate it. But let's get into the casting here, everyone. So it looks like Nerchio, on the Lost and Found LE, he decided to go for what is normally the third base as his second base, instead of going for the natural first, which I'm starting to see this more and more from Zerg players. I'm not quite sure the reasoning, but of course I've always been saying this, guys. There is a method to the madness. Whereas on the opposite side, you have Hass, who goes ahead and takes his expansion, which is just in his natural. So I'm really interested. He goes for the double gas, as well as we see the cybernetics core, as well as just a gateway. So, look, guys, I'm interested to see how this game is going to play out, because I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of games that I saw between these two players was a lot of fun to watch, and it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Both players have very specific styles, and that's what I think I'm really enjoying about watching these two players play and head off against each other. So we have a second gateway coming. This is pretty standard for Hass. It seems like he goes for this kind of build quite a bit. Nerchio, same kind of scenario. Seems pretty relatively standard. Now, the one thing that's catching my eye right now is we only have one drone in the gas geyser. So, what I'm assuming here, guys, is he might be going for something a little bit aggressive. There's a possibility of it. I'm not sure. We have a few Zerglings that are running across the map right now. They're probably going to just kind of test the water, see how they're doing. We got a Sentry as well as a Stalker here, so I'm not expecting much aggression here, at least right now. He does have a handful of Zerglings that are out. He's got a couple of Queens out as well. We are getting the lair, so he is morphing into a lair. Okay, so we also, guys, we're getting the Twilight Council as well as the robotics facility, which he's bringing in a warp prism right now. And then he's also going for 2 more gateways as well as the forge. So he's probably going to start going for his +1 upgrades here very shortly. And this is something that I've been really liking about watching these two players really start going at it, because it's really becoming... I've been noticing, at least, it's becoming a massive game of drones, or of probes, or of workers as a whole. So as I'm starting to see here, we have an observer out on the map. The War Prism with the 4 Zealots once again, which we saw this in the previous game, guys, if you would have seen that. Now, I like this I like this from Nerchio. He's getting a couple of spine... Well, it looks like one spine crawler. I'm not sure. He doesn't have it in any of his others. And what is very interesting to me here, guys, what's kind of throwing me off, is, and I'm going to have to kind of really study this, guys. What Nerchio is doing is he's not fully saturating his natural base. Instead, he must be really just going more on this. He must just be going more so with the intent of getting aggressive earlier on into the match. So we'll have to keep an eye on this War Prism, as well as the Observer. The Observer, as we saw in Game 1, I believe it was, between these two, the War Prism saw, or I'm sorry, the Observer saw something that was a little bit out of the ordinary. As we can see now, we have, of course, the Roach Warren here. He's got his lair is finished. That is Nerchio. And it looks like he's starting to try to saturate this natural expansion here. So I am interested to see kind of how this plays out. He's got a handful of about 4 of these roaches that are just kind of roaming. And this is something I love about Nerchio, guys. He will have Zerglings scattered all throughout the map before it's over. He'll have different Zerglings everywhere. His Overlord, I love his Overlord placements. Like, it's incredible where he has his Overlords placed. So, looks like these roaches were starting to try to get in here. And while we were talking about this, Haas built none other than a 3rd base. So this is where it's going to get kind of scary for the Zerg opponent here, which is Nerchio. He's going to need to expand again, because what's about to happen is we're about to see a menacing army from our Protoss player. He's going to try to hit from 2 different places. So now as we're looking at this, it looks like Nerchio is not ready for this onflux of what is coming from 2 different directions. So it looks like he's probably, well, his response time is actually really good. But the question is we've got a massive warping coming in with more zealots. This is very interesting. Really messing heavily with the zealots. I'm really surprised about this. But the question is he going to overextend once again? I am starting to see a surround that is coming from the Zerg opponent. But his main base, guys, is getting completely overrun by zealots. This is starting to become a massive bloodbath for none other than the Protoss player. I'm just wondering, is he overextending or like kind of staying his welcome a little bit too long here, guys? That is my only question. It does not look like he is planning on stopping any point at all. He wants to end this game right here and now. A massive warping is coming. I am still seeing one zealot that's actually in the main base that is still trying to do some damage to one of the gas geysers. I don't know if Nerchio is going to be able to hold on much longer. But with that being said, he's going to have to bring his queens. He's probably going to have to pull these drones off of the mineral line, and he goes ahead and he mass recalls back home, or is it to his where is it? Oh, his 3rd base is where he mass recalled to, which I believe was a very good move on Haas's part. He's ahead right now. He's ahead, he was ahead basically from kind of before that engagement, in my opinion, because you have to remember, like I said, guys, in previous, videos, these roaches take up a lot of supply. So the supply counts, whereas you're seeing, 117 versus 101, it's a little bit, you got to kind of take it for what it is. But I'm starting to, this is an interesting composition that we have Haas going for. I am very intrigued by this because it looks like he's got he's got these zealots that he keeps on bringing into this corner down here. And then he's hitting the Zerg player from 2 different areas. Now, these Overseers see exactly what's going on, but not these zealots down here. So how is Nerchio going to respond to this? This might be it if Nerchio is not perfect with his execution here. I am starting to see a lot of these zealots may go down right here, but the big army is on the opposite side over here near the 3rd base. This 3rd base is not going to stand a chance. and these Immortals are giving so much value for the Protoss player. It is incredible how much value he's getting. He's hitting at 2 places at once. These Zealots are trying to do as much damage as they can. But here we go. We have another warp incoming of more Zealots. I think that this might be all she wrote. There's still a lot of Zerg, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. If he hits with those, with some of those biles, he may, you know, be able to even this up just a little bit. But another warp in the main base, and I do not know how Nerchio is going to be able to handle this. If he's able to handle this, guys, this would be nothing short of spectacular if he's able to hold on here. But I think he's smelling blood. He says, no, you are not going to even think about creating more army. We are going to take out your natural expansion. And that's all she wrote, guys. That is all she wrote. Wow. Haas, guys, I'm telling you right now, I know that people have been talking about Haas as a very, very solid player in the world of StarCraft. People have been talking about him and just his control and everything else with the Protoss pieces, as well as he's coming up with some new and different kinds of builds, which I think a lot of people are really, really enjoying. I hope you guys did enjoy this cast, guys, of Nerchio versus Haas, and we are getting close to the end of the Nerchio Haas cast, but as far as the series goes. But I hope you guys did enjoy this cast, and if you guys did, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about these casts, and I hope you guys do enjoy them, because I plan on doing these for a long time in the future, guys. But with that being said, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, follow if you're new, whatever it is, guys, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out.